Hey guys, it's Jansen here, and as you've probably noticed, I'm not at home. I'm currently in Slovenia on holiday, just enjoying the amazing sights and sounds. I'd highly recommend visiting Slovenia actually, if you've ever wanted to visit Eastern Europe. It's absolutely beautiful. But anyway, we're not here to talk about my holiday, we're here to talk about the topic that we all know and love, Amazon FBA. Now this video is kind of a part 2 that continues on the back of one that I did about a month ago, where I spoke about the ASIN limit that Amazon had brought in for the 4th quarter of the year in response to the coronavirus. Now, if you haven't heard of what this ASIN limit is, it's basically a new restriction that Amazon has brought in for new products. So whenever you list a new product on Amazon now, in the UK, in the US, on every marketplace, the most that you can send in of that product is 200 units. And they've basically done this to stop people sending in tons of new products that just don't sell and that just end up sitting in a warehouse, not shifting, taking up space. So what Amazon have said is, for your first shipment creation, the most that you can send in is 200 units. And then once you've proven that your product is able to sell, they will increase that limit. And apparently they'll increase that limit to around 3 months worth of sales. So in a video that I did before, the one before, I spoke about the solutions to this, like what you should do, because understandably, a lot of you guys are a bit worried. You're saying, how am I meant to launch a new product when I can only send in 200 units? How is it possible to compete? And I'll put a link for that video in the corner now. But in summary, what I suggested was to basically have your goods sent, so 200 units sent to Amazon by air, and then the remainder of your order can be sent in by sea, so a slower method, so that by the time that you start selling the 200 units, Amazon will see that you're able to sell and they'll increase your limit. So that was the first option. And then the second option that I spoke about was using a third-party logistics provider like Westbound or Diamond. And what they'll do is they'll store your goods for you, and then they can drip feed the goods into Amazon's warehouse as your limit increases or as you sell out. So those are the two options. Now, the reason that I'm doing this video today is just to provide you guys with an update to my sales. So about 3 weeks ago now, I launched a brand new product and I properly started to sell around 2 weeks ago. So let's say 2 weeks ago today. Obviously, because of the ASIN limit, I could only send in 200 units. So I sent 200 units in to Amazon's warehouse and I said to my supplier, just keep a hold of the remainder of my order, which was around 600 units. So over the past 2 weeks, I've been selling that product, and I've been selling around 10 to 15 units a day. So in total, as of today, I've got around 40 units left. Now I checked this morning, and just today, Amazon increased my limit, so how many I can send in, and they've increased it to 745 units, which is great because it now means I can say to my supplier, send in the remainder of my order to Amazon. And it hasn't cost me anything additional. I haven't had to pay my supplier storage costs, or the shipment costs haven't been extra. It's kind of worked out the same. So what does this mean for you guys? Well, it means that it is, of course, possible to launch a product in the 4th quarter. I actually think that these restrictions are kind of a good thing and will help us in the long term, because it's stopping international sellers like Chinese sellers just basically listing tons and tons of products and sending tons and tons of products to Amazon's warehouse and just kind of hoping that one of them does well. Now, because of this 200 ASIN limit, Amazon's like, no, you can't do that. You need to show us that your product's able to sell. So I do think this is actually a positive thing. I've now proven that you can launch a new product in the 4th quarter with this limit. And as I say, I've now got the remainder of my main order coming over to the Amazon Fulfillment Center in the UK. So what I would say to do is, if you are a bit concerned about the best route forward, is send 200 units by air if you can afford it, and then about a week later, or even at the same time, send the remainder of your order by sea, which is a lot slower. That'll take 6 to 8 weeks. And then hopefully by the time that your air shipment has arrived and you start seeing sales, Amazon will increase your limit. And then when your sea shipment arrives in the UK, you'll be able to just get that delivered straight away to an Amazon fulfillment center. Now, you're probably thinking, well, how do you send goods from China to the UK without creating a shipment plan, i.e. if Amazon are only saying you can send in 200 units. Well, the solution to that is create a shipment plan of 200 units, get it shipped by air, and when you have your remaining items, so let's say just 500 units for simplicity, ship those by sea, but address them to your freight forwarder's address. Give your freight forwarder a heads up that's what you're doing. And if you're using a good one like Westbound, what will happen is, as soon as your goods arrive in the UK and Westbound collects them from the port, Westbound can just relabel it for you with the new shipment plan that you create. So me, for example, let's just use me as an example. I've shipped 200 units over to Amazon. They're now selling. My limit has increased to 745. I've got 500 more units coming over by sea. So when those arrive in the UK, I'll just create another shipment plan for 500 units, and then I'll send those barcodes to Westbound, who will relabel the parcels for me. So it's as simple as that. Don't get down about these new ASIN limits. As I've just said, I think it's actually a good thing for us guys. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video and you picked up some tips from it. Stay positive, and I will see you next time. I'll be back in the UK for the next video, unfortunately. But I'll see you next time for another Amazon FBA tutorial video. See you.